Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome to my channel. My name is Jackie and let's get started. For DIY number 1, there's 2 of these wood planks, and I'm going to take one, leave it as is, and take the other one, and using my EMT shears I'm just going to round off 2 of the corners. And it does take a little bit of strength, but if you have these kind of shears, it's possible. It works. I'm showing you right now. It definitely works. So here I just go ahead and round them off, and I'm going to take my finger sander to sand everything nice and smooth, get rid of all the little splinters that are there. Now once I'm happy with that, I'm going to get ready to stain them, but this method is a little bit messy, so I'm taking this old mailer from Amazon, and I'm going to take my water bottle and spray them really well with water. And then I'm going to go in with my Waverly Antique Wax, just a little bit, and just brush this on with all the water. And for me, this is the perfect stain. Now go ahead and dry it with my heat gun, because I don't have time to wait for this to dry. So here they are, nice and dry. And I'm going to take one of these new cheese boards from the Dollar Tree. These are so nice. Remove the sticker and sand off any excess residue. And I'm going to lightly stain the back of this board, just so it won't be so plain looking. It won't be a perfect stain, but it's just enough color that it won't look so raw. Now once it's nice and dry, I'm going to take the rectangular piece of plank and some of this super glue wood glue, do a nice thin bead of glue on one of the edges, and placing it straight on the back in this position. And it's not going to sit on its own, so I'm going to have to use some heavy bottles of paint, and I'll just place these and allow them to set overnight. Here it is, nice and set, and look, I made a little stand for the back. Now for the rounded corner piece, I'm going to take another bead of glue, placing it on there and placing this one in the front of this cheese board like this. And I'll do the same thing. I'll place 2 heavy bottles on the other side to help hold this little shelf, and allow this to set overnight. Now here I'm making a little bit of a mess with glue, but I'm just going to take a baby wipe and remove the excess glue. Works great. Now here it is, nice and set. Next day, and look at that. So now here I just can't help myself. I saw fuzzies on this jute twine that was already there, so I had to get rid of it. Now here is a casserole book. Fits perfectly, freestanding. Here's how it looks, and here it is with my cookbook. For DIY number 2, the little panels and some of the Elaine's tacky glue. I really like using this tacky glue for my wood projects. I've always had very good results, and it dries pretty well, pretty quickly. So I really like it better than just hot glue. Hot glue seems to leave a gap or like a space, and this Elaine's tacky glue just glues really well and really tight, and there's no gaps anywhere. So now I'm going to use a couple of these craft sticks just to help secure the back as we wait for the tacky glue to dry, or you could just let it dry naturally, but I wanted to move forward and continue with my project. So craft sticks it is. Okay, so now I'm going to add some more of the tacky glue, and I'm going to glue the 2 sets of these little panels for a total of four panels. And now I'm going to go in with some of this Waverly Antique Wax, and I'm going to apply it with a baby wipe, and this will help it spread well and give it like a thin coat like this. And now I'm going to go in with the same wax and a small little paintbrush to take care of all the little gaps in the center in between each of the little panels. So it's really difficult to get to those little pieces. So a little brush will do. And now I'm going to go in with some of the Waverly chalk paint in the color Plaster. And I'm going to take a brush, a chippy brush, and just lightly dab and dry brush this whole piece. And so I'll just keep going until I get it to where I like it. I don't want to do a heavy distressing, just enough to where you can see a little bit of the highlights of the definition of all the lines. And so I just keep going until I get it the way I like it, and just like this. So now I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to hot glue a piece of rope on one side in the center on the top, and I'm going to fasten it with a small piece of a craft stick just to give it a little bit more security. And I'll do the same thing to the other side. So I'll add my little piece of rope and a little piece of a craft stick just to secure it well. Once that's dry, then I'll flip it back over and I'll pull the two pieces of rope over, and I'll adhere that to the other side as well on the bottom. And again, I'll place another little piece of the craft stick and snip off the excess of the rope, and I'll do the same thing to the other side. And now I'll go in with some of these succulents, and they come in a little clip. They're just called succulent clips. And I begin with 3. I thought I had 4 of these, but apparently I had only picked up 3. But I'm going to use these little alligator clips to hang on the rope. So it's just real easy. You just open the little clip and place it on the rope. But I went ahead and removed them because I remembered I wanted to put a Cricut vinyl on here. And so I had cut out this little word that says home, and it's just a file out of the Cricut design space. It's just easy to find. You just search for it. And so I'm going to place it in the center of these 4 little palettes and just rub it a little bit, and then just remove the transfer tape. And look how cute, just super cute. And now with my home on there, now I can place my little alligator clip succulents back on. And so I'll do all 3. And since I didn't have a 4th, I thought, well, I've got to do something. I don't want it to be too odd. So I picked up this other little succulent that came in a little pot, and I pulled it out, and thankfully I had another little alligator clip, and so I just hot glued the alligator clip to the back of this succulent. And once the glue was cool and dry, then all I had to do was clip that on the bottom, and look, so cute. So now I'm flipping it over, and I'm going to get another piece of rope and adhere that to the back. I'll use another little piece of a craft stick to help secure it in place. Add a dab of glue with my little craft stick, and then do the same thing on the other side. Little dab of glue, little craft stick, and that's it. She is done. DIY number 3. Okay, so I'm going to take one of these candy dishes from the Dollar Tree. It's made out of plastic, and a few of these bamboo skewers. And so I'm just going to simply hot glue these skewers to the side of this candy dish, and I'm going to go along the whole perimeter and just start adding glue and putting a stick, and adding glue and putting a stick, and so on and so on and so on till I get that. And now with it all completed, I'm going to take some jute twine, also from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to tie a little knot on the bottom of one of the jute twines, and I'm going to start weaving back and forth, alternating, skipping every other skewer, and just start weaving. And when you do this, if you're going to do this, make sure to have an odd number of skewers. That way, as you go around, you'll hit them just right. If they're even, it's not going to weave properly. So as you can see here, I'm going to keep weaving around until I get it to this point. I'm thinking I must have weaved it a good 30 times or so. I'm not sure. I wasn't really counting. But you weave it as many times as you'd like. And so now I'm taking some of these wooden beads from Amazon, and all I'm doing is dropping one on each of these skewers. And so I'll go around the whole perimeter and get them all covered with one bead. I'll do one large bead and then one smaller bead, and then again one larger bead, so it'll look like a trio of beads. And now I'll go back in with the jute twine and I'll do the same thing as I did before. I'll tie a little knot on one of the bamboo skewers and I'll just start weaving, and I'll do another good, I don't know, 50 times maybe. And the reason why I'm doing so many times is because you happen to be using a really thin jute twine from the Dollar Tree. Now Dollar Tree does carry thicker jute twine, but I didn't pick that up. I just had this one on hand. And if you go to Walmart, they have one that's even thicker, so you wouldn't have to weave it as many times. But since this is pretty thin, I had to weave it a whole bunch of times. Let me tell you, I think I became an expert at weaving jute twine. And here's how it looks after the next thick layer of the jute twine being woven around. And it's looking pretty cute, I think. So now we're going to go ahead and add some more of the beads, and this time I decided to use the really thick beads, the bigger beads. And here's how it's looking with this next step completed. And now I'll go in with some more jute twine, and I'll just continue till I get it almost clear to the top of these bamboo skewers. And it'll look pretty amazing. So look, just like this. Look at that. Look at that. And so the excess jute twine that's sticking out, I don't glue it or anything. I just add a bead to the bamboo skewer, and it kind of locks it in place. So now I'm going to add some smaller beads just to help finish off the top. And now here's how it's looking. And so now I'm just going to finish off the very, very top where all the little points are at. And I'm just going to add some of this really cute, it's kind of like a burlap macrame kind of type of ribbon from the Dollar Tree. So I'm going to hot glue a little dabs of glue on some of the bamboo points, and I'm just going to add this beautiful ribbon, and I'll use my handy dandy laundry clips to help keep it in place, and I'll just continue and keep going around until I get all done. And I'll go ahead and do the same thing to the inside portion of this basket. And here it is, looking all cute. So now I want to get rid of all the fuzzies on the jute twine, so I'm going to do my favorite part, and that is taking my lighter and burning up all the little fuzzies. I love the way this smells. Oh my goodness, but it looks so good. I also like the way it looks. I like it shadows it a little bit, makes some of the areas a little bit darker. So I like the different color tones that it also does for it. So now I'm going to wrap the bottom portion with this burlap ribbon because I don't like the way it's looking too clear. So I'm just going to add a couple of layers of this burlap ribbon from the Dollar Tree, and then I'm going to create a quick little bow with the same ribbon, and then pretty much I'm done. And it's just a beautiful little basket. To me it looks like a birthday cake though. I think it's so cute. I'm loving it. So now I'm just going to make my quick little bow. And this thing is tall, by the way. This thing is really, really tall. Yeah, you'll see in a minute how tall it is because I took a picture with my water bottle beside it, so for comparison, so you can see how tall this thing is. This thing is huge. So here I'm just going to make my little bow, quick little bow, and then add some tails. And I do dovetail the ends and then hot glue it, and then I'll add a tiny little piece of that same ribbon that I placed on the top. I'll add that to the center of the ribbon just to give it another little accent piece. And yeah, then that's it. Oh, here's my little piece, and I'll just add it real quick. And then here it is. Let me know what you think. For DIY number 4, one of these wooden trays from the Dollar Tree, and remove the label, and I'm going to go in with some of this Waverly Antique Wax, and I will do a full coverage on this little tray. And so now I'm going to go in with some of these wooden flowers, and they're from the Dollar Tree. They're dried, they're like a dried wooden flower. And for this size little tray, I end up using 2 of the green and 1 of the black bouquets. So I'm taking it apart, and I'm saving that green piece of rope because I will end up using it for this project a little bit later. So I'm going to carefully remove it. I'm not going to cut it. And so now I'm taking these apart, and these pieces here, they remind me of dried up scallions. Am I right or what? I don't know if they're just supposed to be stems or what, but they just look like we had scallions in the refrigerator for a while and they got dried. But I'm gonna utilize them, and I'm gonna add them to the bottom of my little tray as my base. And I'm going to do both bouquets this way. And now I'll just go in with some hot glue, and I'll add a bunch of glue to the bottom of my little tray to help secure all these stems into place. Green beans, now they're looking like green beans, I don't know. But they're still cute. I appreciate them. But I'm just gonna hold them down, that way they each get like a little piece of, or a little bit of the hot glue. And if there's some loose pieces, I'll add a little bit of glue to it and press them down till I get them all nice and secure and get it full. That way it's a nice basis to my little flowers. So now these little flowers are so adorable, so I just decided to snip them off their stem and glue them down. And there's really no rhyme or reason. I just placed the flowers where I felt like it would look cute. And I ended up doing 3 of these little bouquets. And also on the black bouquet that's on my left, I end up using the flower and the little black pods that come with it. And then these pieces here, these longer pieces, I'll end up snipping off at the end of it and adding some hot glue and putting those in place as well until I get them looking like this. And now I'm going to utilize those green pieces of twine, and I'm going to wrap around the little handles just to help finish them up a little bit, so they'll look a little bit more finished and cute. And I'll just do this with some hot glue and just going around. I'll hot glue the beginning, and I'll go around and then hot glue the end. And I'll do this to both sides till they look like this. And now I'm going to take some regular jute twine, and I'm going to adhere a little piece on the back with a little bit of glue. And once I get that secured on the back, then I'll just do a little bit of a wrapping, and I'll go around this whole box quite a few times. I want to say maybe 4 or 5 times, and no rhyme or reason, just whatever I feel like. I don't know, wherever I felt like the jute twine would look good in place. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 times, 5 times. And so then I'll go ahead and secure that in place on the end as well. And that is it. I am done. For DIY number 5, I'm going to use one of these arch windows from the Dollar Tree. This one says welcome. I'm going to remove the label and sand off any sticky residue. I'm going to go in with some of this Waverly chalk paint and the color plaster, and using my chunky chippy brush, I'm going to dry brush some of this plaster paint all over this arch window on the front and the back. Set this aside. Now I'm going to take one of these palettes, these decor palettes, and they are pretty thick. They're very nice. So I'm going to remove the jute twine and the staples, and I'm going to go in with 2 coats of this plaster paint like this. And I'm going to take some of the Waverly Antique Wax, and using my chunky chippy brush, I'm just going to do a distressing and do the front and the back again. So just like this, and I'll just keep distressing it until I like it. And I also do a little bit of distressing on the arch window as well, just to make everything nice and cohesive. And now, using some of my super glue wood glue, I'm going to add a nice bead onto the bottom of this arch window to adhere these 2 pieces together. And I'll place my arch window in this position, and using the larger craft clamps, I'm going to use them to secure these 2 pieces together until all my glue dries and cures. So now here it is, nice and dry and cured, and I'm going to take some of this green garland. And now you're going to see my thought process, just how undecisive I can be sometimes. So originally I was thinking I was going to create a nice wreath to go around this, was going to be a lantern, and I wanted to make it large enough to hold 3 candles, 3 pillar candles, because this piece it would hold 3 pillar candles, and the base, like I said, is pretty good quality, and it would hold it, definitely hold it. So here I'm removing all these pieces. I decided to go ahead and kind of join them together, which they do. They actually join together, and I'll show you right here how they do that. I'll show you up close. See, they kind of join together like that. That's pretty cool. So here, like I mentioned, I was going to make a wreath, and then I decided to make a couple to kind of stack them together. But like I mentioned, I was so indecisive, and this is the reason why I usually don't show how I do my florals, because it just takes me forever. It's horrible. I'm just too picky, I guess. So here I went ahead and doubled them up, and I didn't like it. And then I thought, well, I have these random little pieces. Let me just take these, snip the ends off, and kind of put them through the window in this manner. Kind of weave them in there. So I kind of like that idea. So I went ahead and did that, and I did that to 2. I joined them together in this manner, and then I went ahead and weaved it up, and I snipped off an excess piece, and then I just took a dab of glue and secured it in place like this. And I like this part, so I went ahead and doubled that part to the other side, kind of mirrored it. So I joined 2 together, snipped off the same kind of piece that I snipped off earlier in this manner, and then kind of weaved that up into the arch window and secured it in place on the other side, and like this. So I was kind of liking that. And then I just turned it around to add another little dab of glue on both of these pieces. That way they'll stay in place and be nice and secure. Now these I wasn't really crazy about. It was still bothering me. So I placed 1 candle in the middle, and then I realized, no, let me just do 1 candle. So I went ahead and broke these down and made my little wreaths a little smaller. And then that was finally it. That was finally what I thought that I was going to do, and I just left it like that, and I was happy enough with it. And this is why I usually do my florals off camera. Okay, so now I'm taking some more of these excess pieces that I still had, and I just decided to add some more, as if these vines are just growing out the window. So I'm just intertwining them and just weaving them and adding some here and some there until I'm happy with it. Now I'm going to take some of this lacy ribbon from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to create a cute, quick little bow. And this is going to go in the center of the arch window, right below the welcome sign. So I'm just going to adhere this with a little bit of hot glue, and then that is it. Super cute. Now I'm happy with it. And this is how it looks. For DIY number 6, I'm going to take 4 of these Crafter Square little wood planks, and I'm going to do the same similar method as I did with the little pallets. I'm going to take some of my Aleene's tacky glue, and I'm going to glue them all together to make one large piece like this, and I'll secure them all with little pieces of craft sticks, one in the center and one on each joint, like so. And once that's done, I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to go in with my Waverly chalk paint in the color Plaster and give it one full coat. And I don't know what happened to my footage, but I did distress it, and as you can see here, I was just finishing up, so I don't know what happened, but it got distressed with the antique wax. And here it is, all nice and dry. And so now I'm going to go in with this Cricut vinyl that's just from the design space. And it's a very pretty design. It says Home Sweet Home. I think it's really cute. I like all the little scrollies on it, and I like the font. So I'm just going to place this in the center of this whole setup. And once that's on there, I'll go in with some Mod Podge to help seal it all up. And I'll use the same paintbrush that I used earlier to paint and distress, because I want some of the remainder of the paint to help distress the wording a little bit. So I just go over the whole thing with that same brush, some Mod Podge, and whatever paint is on there as well. So just do that real quick. And so now I'm going to use these scrap pieces of wood from my backyard. I'm not really sure where they came from, but they were there, so they're mine now. So I'm just going to kind of figure out how much length I want, and I draw a little line with my Sharpie, and I take my miter shears and snip off the portion that I would like. And I'll do the same thing for the bottom portion. I'll just kind of use the first piece as a guide, make a little mark, and cut that piece off. And now I'll do the same thing to the sides. I'll grab another piece of this scrap wood, and I'll kind of roughly measure enough for the 2 sides, snip those off. And now I'm going to go ahead and sand the little ends a little bit because they're a little bit too rough. So I'll go ahead and do that to all 4 of these pieces on both ends. And now I can begin to assemble everything. And so I kind of dry fit everything how I'd like it. And now I'll go in with some of the hot glue, and I'll add a nice long bead of glue, and put that on the side. And I'll do the same to the top and to the bottom. And once I have my pieces of wood, my framing on there, then I can begin to embellish. So I'm just going to wrap around the top, and I'm going to wrap it a good, 4 or 5 times, and then I'll snip off the excess and hot glue it in place. And I'll do the same thing to the other side. And now I'm going to use a little bit of this foliage from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to snip off the long pieces, the long ends, and kind of place it where I think I want it, which is right underneath the jute twine. And so I'll place a dab of glue on there and place the 2 picks. And now I'm thinking it's needing a little bit of color, so I'm taking this floral from the Dollar Tree. It's called Spike, and it's really pretty. And I'm just taking a couple of these little flowers, and while the glue is still hot, I'll press these in there. And I don't know about you guys, but I love to embellish my signs. I really do. So here I'm going to take these craft icons from the Dollar Tree, and they're the cute little hearts. So I'm just going to use the one design that's on the bottom. I think that heart is so sweet, so cute. And so I'm just going to use it as is, place it there on the very bottom corner, add a little dab of glue, and place it on there. So cute. Now all I'll have to do is add a hanger. And so I'm just taking this rope, and I'm just going to simply hot glue it in place. Put a little dab on one side and put a little dab on the other side, and she is done. For DIY number 7, I'm going to begin with one of these packs of bamboo rings from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to go in with some of the Waverly Antique Wax, give them a full coat. And now I'm going to go in with some of this cotton macrame twine from Crafter Square, and I'm going to start with a little dab of glue on the side of the larger ring. Add a little dab of glue and place some of this twine on there, this macrame twine. And I'm just going to start wrapping around the bottom portion, like a bottom half. And every now and then I'll add a little dab of glue to help keep everything secure in place. And as I get towards the bottom where it's hard to keep on there, I definitely need to use some glue. So every single time I go around, I'll have to add a little dab of glue. And as you see, there's like little gaps in between the macrame twine, but I'll remedy that in a minute. So I just keep going around. When I get to this point, to the very bottom where I really can't wrap it anymore, then I'll add one more dab of glue, and now I'll start wrapping it back up and hitting all the areas that I missed, all the little gaps. So I'm adding another dab of glue and just going around back to the starting point. So just add some glue and just go back up until we're back to where we started from, like this. And now I'll just take some of this macrame cotton twine, snip off a piece, and I'll create a hanger. And so I'll just place it on the very top and create the hanger like this. Okay, now I'm ready to start embellishing. So I'm going to take some of this green garland. It's new from the Dollar Tree. They have 4 different styles, but I really like this one. The only problem with it is that it tangles up very easily with itself. So yeah, it's a little bit of a challenge, but it's beautiful. So I just snip off enough for me to wrap around the ring of this piece and just going around, and whatever's left over, I'll go ahead and stick it inside in between the 2 layers of the twine like this. So I just kind of tuck it in there. That way it looks like it's got some greenery coming out of the inside, and there's some on the outside. Now I'm taking some of these wood curl roses, and I'm just going to take 3. They come 4 in a pack. They're also new from Floral Garden, but I'm just going to take 3, and then I'll hold all 3 that I chose, and I'll add a nice glob of glue. That way they nicely secure on there, and just place it on there till it sets. And that's it. Looks super cute. Now for the second one, for the smaller one, I did the same thing, except for this one, I'm taking a candle holder that I had, sticking a bead inside, add some glue, and placing the bottom of the ring on top of the candle holder. For this one, I'm going to embellish with a nice big bow and the last wood curl rose that I had. And here's how it looks. For DIY number 8, I'm going to begin with a set of these bamboo rings from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to use them both. I'm not going to paint them. I'm going to go straight in with some of this Fabric Tech fabric glue. It works great on this bamboo, and also some jute twine. So I'll add a nice line of glue on each side of this circle, and I'll just start wrapping the jute twine around until I felt like it was enough. I really didn't count it. Now I'm just going to put these clips on here just to help keep everything in place while the glue dries. And then I'll continue to add some more jute twine by adding a couple more beads of glue. And I'll just continue to wrap it until I'm happy with it, until it looks like this. And I am using the better quality jute twine from Dollar Tree, but it still had a few fuzzies, so you know I can't help myself. Gotta go for the fuzzies with my lighter. So I went ahead and did this to both until I was happy with it. And I like the color, I like the smell. I'm addicted. So here they are, ready to go. So now I'm going to take another piece of jute twine and I'm going to cinch it in the center and tie a good, strong, secure double knot. Snip off the excess jute twine. And I do this to both. And now I'm going to go in with a few florals. I'm going to use this Farmhouse wax flower bush in the green, this Greenery just called foliage, and these daisies in the green as well. And now I'm going to evenly separate these florals for the both of these rings. Now I'm going to take one and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do this. I'm just going to use these strands to kind of weave the floral picks, the stems, in there. That way they stay, that way they're secure. So just weaving it like this. You know, it's a little bit difficult to see, but you'll see that they'll stay. They won't fall through. They won't move at all. Just like this. Get them all done. And then any excess pieces, just snip them off in this manner. Now I'm ready to take a piece of jute twine and a loop and create a little hanger for each. This is a super simple one. And then I had these two bows that I made for another project. I didn't use them. So I'm going to go ahead and tie them to the back. Tie it really tight in another double knot. Snip off the excess. The second one, I realized that the bow was much bigger, so I couldn't use it. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how I made this bow. And I'm just taking some of the burlap ribbon from the Dollar Tree, snipping off a good piece, holding it with my clips, my craft clips, creating a tail, snipping that off, kind of folding it in a V, putting them together, clip them together, and I go ahead and dovetail the ends in this manner. And then I go ahead and get another piece of jute twine and tying it all in the center like this, tying it real tight. Now here I realized that my jute twine was too small, too short, so I'm having to get another piece of jute twine, a little longer this time, and tie it again. Tie it really tight. And now removing the jute twine that was too short. I'm trying to figure out where it is. Kind of lost it. Here it is. So I went ahead and remove that. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and tie this to this ring here, the smaller ring. And tying that in place, a good double knot. Snipping off the excess as well. And now it's looking great. Just go ahead and fluff up all the bows. And this burlap ribbon is really great for fluffing up bows. Really gives it a nice high-end look and it'll stay in place. So I don't add anything to the center because I think this looks great. This is how it looks. For DIY number 9, I'm going to use one of these hanging holders. It's a galvanized metal, I guess a pot, flower pot. And I'm going to go in with the Fabri-Tac fabric glue, putting a nice bead of glue on one side and another bead on the other. And if you're guessing, I'm grabbing the jute twine. Ding, ding, ding. Yes, yes, yes. I'm just going to wrap this around along the whole bottom. Well, nearly the whole bottom. Again, until I'm happy with it. And I'm just going to add another little dab of the Fabri-Tac glue and placing the excess jute twine on there, kind of pressing it in there, snipping off the excess, and that holds it perfectly. It's great. And now, if you're guessing I'm going to burn off the fuzzies, you're right again. As a crafter, it's one of the things I live for. I do. I love to burn the fuzzies off jute twine. So I went ahead and go all the way around until I'm happy with it. And now I'm going to snip off this little piece. I don't know what that was. And I'm going to add the giant bow that I had earlier that was too large for my hoops. And here I'm just going to add some fabric tech glue and place my bow in the center of the can, placing a craft clip to hold it in place, fluffing up the bow. And now I'm going to take some of this decor garland, greenery, and placing a piece of styrofoam in the center inside the can, snipping off all these pieces. And I used some of this spike and some of this Dollar Tree eucalyptus, and I didn't film all this because again it takes me forever. And I added a burlap flower, and here's how it looks. 4DIY number 10, wood that was from my backyard, and I'm using the same brush that I used for the other projects, and so I'm doing a combination of the plaster Waverly chalk paint and the antique wax as well. Once it's all painted, I'm going to go in with some of these wood letters from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to pick out the letters to spell the word blessed. And now I'm going to go in with the Waverly antique wax and just lightly brush all these letters with the same brush that I've been using with all my other projects this day. And so this brush has all kinds of paint on it. It's got Mod Podge, it's got the plaster paint, it's got the antique wax, but you know what? I'm gonna go for it. And I'm just going to give a real light brushing on all these letters and give it the look that I want until I'm happy with it. And I want it to look a little bit old, a little bit worn. And so I'll just work with this until I get it the way I want it. Now that it's dry, I can place them on my 2x4. Make sure that all the letters are going to fit just right. And move them up a little bit if I need to before I commit to the hot glue. You know how that goes. Once you commit to that hot glue, that's it. So I just go ahead and glue all these in place. And now I'm going to take one of these little home wood pieces from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to go in with the antique wax. And again, I'm going to use the same brush. So that brush has all kinds of paint on it. But I kind of like that look. I kind of like that combination of all the different colors. And look how cute. So I'll make sure to do the front, the top, the back, the sides, all of it. But not a full coverage. I won't mind if there's a little bit of wood peeking out. I kind of prefer it actually. Because when I distress it, it'll help it all be more cohesive. If that makes sense. You'll see what I'm talking about in a minute. So now that my 2x4 and my letters are all nice and dry, I'm going to just simply hot glue this home piece onto the top of this 2x4. And look how cute! I love to be home blessed. Yes, home blessed. And so now I'm taking that same brush and go over it a little bit more, because I kind of feel like the letters need just a little bit more coverage. And so I'll just work on it a little bit, and also go in with the plaster to help give everything a nice little distressing, but real light. This one will be a real light brushing, and mostly on the letters and also on the sides. And with this one, I'm just going to embellish it a tiny little bit with some of this foliage from the Dollar Tree, which kind of looks like boxwood to me, but they call it foliage, so hey, foliage it is. And so I'm just going to tack it a little bit with some hot glue on the side and on the back, and make sure it's secure well. And that's it. I am done. 4DIY number 11. I had these long spindles from a broken bar stool, and I'm going to take some of this lightweight spackle, fill in the holes, as well as these round wood decors. And I show 3, but I actually use 6. So now I'm just going to take some of my wood glue. This is the Elmer's wood glue, giving a nice generous amount, placing these on the wood rounds till I get them centered, allowing these to dry more than overnight. I believe it was almost 2 days. Now here it is, nice and dry. And all I'm going to do is add some of these half wood beads with some wood glue and some of this plaster chalk paint until they look like this. And oh my goodness, I just love these. They are so tall. One is 16 inches, one is 19 inches, and the last one is 21 inches. So now here I'm not liking some of these gaps, so I'm going to go back in with some more of the spackle and finish that up. And I'm just going to do with my finger and kind of press it in there until I'm happy with it. And once it dries and sets, then I'll go in with my finger sander and get everything nice and smooth like this. Now I'll go ahead and do another coat of the Waverly chalk paint in the color plaster. Now I'll go in with some of the antique wax by Waverly and distress these pieces until I'm happy with it. Everything is until I'm happy with it. And here's how they look. Look at that. They are so cute. Okay, but we're not done yet. We're going to take some of this boxwood. This is the one from Walmart. Probably my favorite boxwood out there, I think. And I'm just going to snip off the ends. And I'm going to adhere these pieces together by using a little dab of hot glue and just joining them end to end. And I believe these mini wreaths took about 5 of these little sprigs, just joining them end to end with a little bit of hot glue. Now once I get them made, then I put them around the base of the candle holder, add another dab of glue, and placing them end to end. And what's great about using these chunky wood rounds is I can actually use these candle holders this way, or I can flip them over the other side. And here's how they look. And here they are in front of my fireplace. DIY number 12. So this candlestick, I picked it up at a yard sale, and these glasses at a thrift store. And so I'm about to make something really cute with these. So first thing I'm going to take is my candlestick. And I'm sure it's not crystal, I'm sure it's just glass. But I'm going to go in with some Waverly chalk paint in the color Truffle. And I'm going to accent it with the color Hazelnut. Okay, so here's the top that I did not paint, and so here's where I'm going to add the wood slice. And so I'm going to go in with some E6000 and put a pretty good generous amount, and I'm just going to lay my little wood slice on top of it, and that's it. I'm going to let it dry. So I'm going to set it aside, try to center it. Okay, so now here are my thrifted glasses, and I'm going to put them upside down, and I'm going to wipe them real quick with a little bit of rubbing alcohol just to make sure that they're nice and clean. So now I'm going to get my little knobs, and these I purchased off of Amazon. Okay, so again I'm going to go in with the CE6000 and add a little bit of glue, and it's just as easy as just putting the glue on there and centering the little knob on top. And now this one doesn't look centered from this angle, but I promise you it's centered. and I do go back and check them again. Now this one looks pretty good, and this last one will look pretty good too, but I do go in real close and make sure that they're centered, because nothing would be a disaster like having those not centered. Okay, so see that one, I moved it a little bit. Looks good. I'm happy with it. This one is actually perfect. And then this one, I move it a tiny little bit. And that is it. Now I just put them on top of my candle holders. And look how cute. So these candle holders are from the Dollar Tree, by the way. They just fit perfectly with these particular glasses. And here's my thrifted, or should I say my yard sale candle holder, and my thrifted glass with my Amazon knob and my Amazon wood slice. Yeah, by the way, I didn't mention that, but those wood slices, they're from Amazon. And look, here's the look. DIY number 13. I'm going to use these two new vases from the Dollar Tree. They're made out of plastic, but they are so pretty. And this is going to be a very easy DIY. I'm also going to take two of these macrame. They're supposed to be a towel or tissue holder, like toilet tissue holder, but I'm simply going to just remove these wood dowels. I'm not going to need them. And I'm going to measure approximately how much of a length I'm going to need to go around these vases with a little extra, and I'm placing the macrame twine through the holes where the dowels were, and I'm just going to tie it with a nice secure knot in the center of these vases. And I'm just going to add a little dab of glue on the ends of these twines, these macrame twines, to create a makeshift needle and thread these beads through the twine in this manner. And I do this to all four of the pieces of twine that are hanging down. Snip off the excess glue that's on the bottom till I get them to look like this. Now I'm just going to add a little bit of these rocks for a little bit of weight. And now I'm just going to add some of these olive branches from the Dollar Tree. They are new as well. Super cute. I do 2 branches for each vase. And yes, they are hanging. And here's how they look. For DIY number 14, packs of index dividers from the Dollar Tree. And these particular ones have a little pocket, so I had to remove the seam, and I also removed the pocket. And when I saw Sammy over at Unicorn Does Designs do this, she used one of these to create a stencil with her Cricut. So I thought, oh my goodness, I have to try this. So I cut it down and placed it on my mat. I went into the Cricut design space and chose a file that's on there, and I just let it go, and I cut it. And I wasn't sure what setting to put it on because I have a Explorer Air 2, but I placed it on window clean, and let me tell you, it cut perfectly. I mean perfectly. And I was just so amazed. And so here it is, all done. It's hard to see, but you can see it. And I'll take it out of the mat, and look at this. You can see it. Oh my goodness, look at that. And it's beautiful. So all you gotta do to remove it is just poke your finger and it all pops out. And it took a little bit of time to pop it all out because the design that I chose was a little bit intricate, a little bit complex, but I got it all weeded. And look at this. Oh my goodness, this is beautiful. And look at, these are all the little pieces that were weeded out. And I might save those for another project, who knows? So I cut off the excess of this stencil, and now I'm going to proceed to use it. Of course, it's gorgeous. Beautiful wreath. Beautiful, beautiful. So now I'm going to take this scrap piece of wood and I'm going to sand it and add some Waverly chalk paint in the color plaster. And so I just paint this real quick. And with the same brush that I was using to paint the antique wax on my box of flowers, I'm going to go in and distress this a little bit, just a tiny little bit, whatever antique wax was left on it. So now I'm ready to proceed once that dries, and I'm placing my new reusable stencil, and I'm just going to tape it down with a little bit of painter's tape on all four corners. And what I like to do stencils, I like to go in with the original paint that's on my base. So I'm going to go in with the same plaster color, and that is to help prevent any bleeding. And I just do this just to make it as perfect as possible. And I have good results when I do it like this. So I'm just going to first go in with this Waverly chalk paint in the color plaster, same as the base. And before it dries, I'm going to go in with the color of choice, and that is the Waverly chalk paint in the color moss. And so now I'm going to go in and proceed with the color moss, and I'm not going to do a full coverage. I'm going to paint it, but I'm going to allow the two paints to kind of blend to help give it that blended look. And you'll see what I'm talking about right now. So now I'm done, and before the paint dries, and you know chalk paint dries quickly, it's time to remove the stencil. And look at this. Voila! Oh my goodness, this is so beautiful. Look at the color combinations on there and no bleeding. Perfect. Okay, so now I'm going to set this aside so it'll dry completely. In the meantime, I cut out a circle that fits inside the little wreath form of my reusable stencil. And I'm going to use these rub-on transfers from the Dollar Tree, and I'm using this little cutout circle to kind of figure out what I want to use, how many of these little words I want to use. And so once I figure that out, I make a quick circle on the plastic of the rub-on transfers, and I'll carefully cut out the circle, but not cutting any words that are in the way. So it'll be, my circle's looking a little choppy, but it's okay, we will fix that. So now I'm taking the rub-on transfers and I'm going to place them where I feel like I want them, and using my little scraper tool from the Dollar Tree, I'm just going to scrape, scrape, scrape. And if you've ever used these rub-on transfers, you know you have to scrape a lot. You have to scrape a lot. And so just go slowly to remove the plastic, and if any of the paint or ink is coming up, any of the transfers coming up, just go back and scrape a little bit here and there until you get it all completely transferred onto your wood or surface. And so now here I'm just removing the plastic, and there's a tiny little piece that didn't work, so I had to go back and rub that, and look at that. So now I'm taking these other little words that I cut out, and I'm just going to fill in my little circle as best I can. It's not going to be perfect, but it'll be filled in a little bit better than the way it was. And I'm not cutting off any of the words that were in the way. So I'll place some vertical, place some horizontal, and I'll just keep adding until I'm happy with it, and till I have them for the majority all full and placed. And here it is. For DIY number 15, I'm going to take one of these Dollar Tree like tabletop decor pieces, and this one happens to have the rooster on it. And here I'm trying to find the midpoint so I can install or place my parts, my clock parts into it. So I'm going to turn this into a farmhouse rooster clock, and it's just going to be decorative. It's not going to be functioning at all. So here I'm taking my drill and I'm just going to drill a hole, and I'm not drilling it all the way through because again, this is not going to be functional. This is just going to be decorative. But I figured how cute to turn this into a little clock. So here I made a little hole, and here are some clock parts that I had from a different clock that's no longer working. So it's not going to be a problem to take this apart. I don't feel sad about it. This is going to make something pretty instead because it no longer works. Some white chalk paint, and I'm just going to paint this real quick. Paint it white. And I think the white will look better on these pieces, on these clock parts, on these hands for the hour, the minute, and the seconds. So I'm just going to paint them real quick. And I'm not even going to be too fussy about it because you're not going to see all the parts because it's not functioning. So like literally I just paint it real quick. So now I'm done. So now I'm going to touch up where I marked the center with my marker, and now I'm going to add a little dab of glue just to keep everything in place so it doesn't fall out. So I pushed those parts in. I pushed in the hour and the minutes arms, and now I just need to push in the second arms for the seconds. So I just push that in real quick, and that's it. My little rooster clock is done. So cute, so simple yet so cute. For DIY number 16, so now here I have this old clock that literally was in my kids' bathroom while they were growing up. Yes, this little clock is so old, and their bathroom was blue. The paper inside is kind of yellowy, but I'm gonna work with that because I tried to take this clock apart and it was impossible. So I'm just going to cover the face of the clock with this painter's tape because I'm going to paint the rest of the clock. So I'm taking this Waverly chalk paint in the color Cashew, and I'm going to go ahead and paint the perimeter, the outside perimeter of this whole clock. Okay, so now I'm taking this brain teaser game from the Dollar Tree, and it's made out of wood. And so when I saw this little game, I thought, oh my goodness, it's made of wood. I need to do something with this for sure. So I wasn't sure what kind of material was on the inside, so that's why I used my EMT shears. But it was just like a rubber band, like some kind of a elastic, like a thick elastic. So now here I'm going to kind of put a pattern on how I want them to lay on the clock. Here's my clock, nice and dry, paint nice and dry. So I'm just peeling off the painter's tape, and so far I'm pretty happy with it. This is looking cute. This is looking a little bit better than that old blue. Not that I'm against anything blue. It's just this clock is just old. But this clock is a functioning clock. So yay! Okay, so here I just begin going for it and just start gluing some of the blocks on there. Just alternating the dark with the natural ones. And when I get to the third or fourth, I realize, wait a minute, what if I get all the way back to the other side and either the pattern is off, or worse yet, it doesn't fit, or there's a big gap. So then I stopped myself right here, and I thought, no, let me just place them without gluing them, and let me see. All I did now is just hot glue them, and I didn't film it just because it's just too tedious, but that's it. For DIY number 17. Okay, so I'm going to begin my project with one of these little trays from the Dollar Tree. They're made out of wood and they have the little handles that you can hold. And I'm going to go in with some Waverly Antique Wax. And I'm going to go ahead and paint this whole little tray. I'm going to go ahead and set this aside, so allow it to dry completely. And now I'm going to take these 3 groupings of bottles, and they're like little vases from the dollar spot at Target, and I really like them because number 1, they're different sizes, and number 2, look at that green tone. That's like so pretty to me. I don't know, I just really like, I like the neutral colors, and I like that this green is very light and it just goes perfectly. I'm going to begin by twining up these bottle necks, and like this one here, it's perfect size because it's nice and long. The little squatty one, it's a little bit more challenging, but I still get it. I get it on. I get the twine on there, so it's not a problem. But I wrap it around until I'm pretty happy with the thickness of it. And then I just add a little dab of glue and secure it. And pretty much that's it for this one. For now, anyway. For now. We still have to do the fun part. You guys know what that is. It's coming up for sure. Okay, so now I'm going to do the little squatty one, and as you can see in a minute, you'll see that the neck is very short, so it won't be as prominent as the other one, but that's okay. It's unique. It's a little unique squatty vase, so I think it's super cute. And this one's going to go in the front and center, so see? Might be a little short, but you're going to be front and center, so hey. Win-win. But anyway, I'm going to do the last one. And the last one, I think it's the same size as the first one. Maybe a little bit different. I think more or less it's the same size. So I'm just going to do the same thing and just keep wrapping the twine until it's nice and wrapped and you don't see any more of the glass on the neck. And I just think it gives it a really nice texture and a nice color, the contrast with the clear greenish tone. So just add a little dab of glue and get it adhered. So once we get done with this, now we're going to set those aside, and we're going to bring back the little tray that should be dry. It doesn't take long since we wiped the majority of the antiquing wax off, and we're going to begin to twine up the little handles on this. That way it has a more cohesive look with the bottles, and you'll have the twine on the bottles and then the twine on the little wooden tray. So here I'm just going to add a little dab of glue and adhere that. We're going to burn off all the little fuzzies. This is my favorite part. I love burning off the fuzzies. So I'm going to add the 2 larger vases on the back and the little squatty one in the middle and the front. And now here is the last time that I used the twine, and I'm going to wrap around the bottles. I think I did 3 times just so they're nice and tight. So all I'm going to do now is just finish it off with a little shoelace bow real quick and snip off the excess. But I'm going to go in with some of these flowers, these wildflowers from the Dollar Tree. Oh my goodness, these are so pretty. I've used them in a couple projects. Look, oh my goodness, so cute. And she is done. Look how cute. For DIY number 18, I have this little tray, little wire tray, and it's got some little breaks here and there, but it's just a cute little tray. I like the size of it, I like the shape of it, I like the handles on it, and we're going to twine it up and give it a little facelift. So I'm going to tie a little piece of twine on the corner, one of the corners. It'll be my starting point. And I'm going to make sure that the knot is good and tight. That way it's good and secure. And I'm just going to snip off a long piece of twine and I'm going to begin just threading it through. So I'm going to cover the whole top edge with this twine, and I'll use these little tweezers from the Dollar Tree in case I need a little extra help with poking through. So I'm just going to continue this pattern. Now it's all done. I had to go watch a movie. It took a little while. I had to go watch a TV series, but it's done. And now I'm going to do the bottom portion, the same thing. So I turn it over and I'm going to secure a little knot on the corner, and I'll do the bottom portion. Okay, so here I'm all done. So I have the top portion, the top edge, and the bottom edge all completed. Now all I want to do now is do the handles, because the handles are just screaming for some twine. Just the shape of them, they're screaming for the twine. And it doesn't take long. And she is done. Look how cute. The little handles are done. Everything's done. Now we need to burn all the little hairs. So I'm going to take my lighter. Oh yes, this is fun. And we're going to burn off all the little fuzzies, because those fuzzies are not too cute. So we're going to burn off as many little fuzzies as we can. And I'm going to add some of this really cute brand new faux leather ribbon from the Dollar Tree. So I picked up this tan looking one, and now all I'm going to do is just wrap this around the front perimeter of the whole tray. It gives it such a finished high-end look. So I'm just going to snip off this excess, add a little dab of glue, and look, it's so cute. Oh my goodness, I just love it. For DIY number 19, this is a ceramic bathroom soap pump from the Dollar Tree that was on clearance for 50 cents because it was missing the pump. But you know, it's ceramic and it's white and it's a cute shape. So yeah, let's clean it up and let's do something with it. Okay? Let's get some twine, and we'll just do a nice band of twine in the center to begin with. So we're just going to wrap it around quite a few times and snip off the excess and secure it with a knot. And already it's looking cute, but we need to embellish it a little bit. So let's get another piece of twine, and I'm taking some natural wood beads because I love working with the natural wood beads, and I'm going to string them on the twine. And I began with 4, but I ended up just using 2 because 4 was going to be a little bit too long. So I'm going to string 2 beads onto a jute twine, and I'm going to add a little tassel that I had left over from a previous project. And so I'm just going to create like a little, I want to call it like a little necklace for my little bottle here. And I'm just going to wrap the excess twine around the neck of it, and she's done. Just snip off some of the little hairs. I don't want to take the lighter to it because it might make like a soot on the ceramic. So here I'm taking some yellow flowers, which I end up switching them out for white baby's breath. And for DIY number 20, I'm taking this little votive candle holder from the Dollar Tree, and I'm removing the little leaf because we're not in fall. And I'm going to take this little top part and we're going to twine it up. So I'm just going to secure it with a quick little knot, make sure it's nice and secured and tight. And I'm just going to go around and round and round until I'm all done. Doesn't take long. And here I'm practically done, and I'm just going to finish up and I'll secure it. It's going to be hard to do a knot on this, so I end up securing with a little dab of glue on the bottom, on the underneath portion. But I'm not going to put a real candle in this photo holder. It's just going to have a LED light, so it'll be just fine. So I'm just going to add a little dab of glue and press it down, and that's it. She's done. Just got to get rid of the little fuzzies. I think that's the fun part, is getting rid of the fuzzies. But seriously, using the lighter on the fuzzies makes all the difference in the world. It's definitely a must do. Look how different, so much cleaner, so much better looking. Okay, so now I'm going to give this little votive holder a little bit of a little embellishment as well. So I'm just going to snip off another piece of twine, and I'm just going to use one little bead, and I'm just going to wrap it around and call it a day. Well, I'll take a moment to say thank you for taking time out of your busy day and watching my video. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys did enjoy it, get some ideas, get some inspiration. If you did enjoy it, please give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet. And if you want to see more, definitely subscribe. A lot more is coming. And to my next video, stay healthy, safe, and strong, and have a great day. Bye-bye.